Today's video is sponsored by the Songwriting Inspiration app. With Song, you can quickly organize over 6,000 guitar chords into major and minor keys and start writing more sophisticated, harmonically rich songs. Save your lyrical ideas and record quick melodies right inside the app to stay organized. Check out the Songwriting Inspiration app today. Links in the description. Hey, what's up, peoples? Brad the Guitarist here. A while back, I found this set of Sennheiser headphones at a Goodwill for like $5 or something silly like that, so I went ahead and brought them home. One of the speakers, the little elements in here, was loose, and I think it might be loose again. The other one I think is fried because it's getting some crackling noises. So on this one side, we're gonna take this out. And these are, what are these? Yeah, HD500A. These are actually good sounding headphones. They don't isolate very well. One thing I've noticed is if I put them on my head, and I've got some music kind of blasting, the wife is like, "Can you please turn that down?" She'll be sitting across the room from me. It's kind of open on the back sides of the cones. This isn't something you want to put on if you're wanting to be discreet. But anyway, you're probably wondering where the cord is. No, these are not wireless. They do plug in, and they plug in here. But I was trying to remember how these came apart. I know this comes off. The side's broken loose again. It was loose. It was loose when I got these, and probably what had happened is it was loose and rattling around and didn't sound right, so somebody just gave the set to Goodwill. I don't think this is a particularly expensive set, but it is like $100 set of headphones, I believe. It's usually with stuff like Sennheiser, I can get parts, and what I want to do is first of all get this out of here, and then we'll see if we can't get parts for it. There we go. It sounded like I broke it, but I didn't. There we go. Alright, was this in here with just some glue? Damn, this little cone's got some dents and shit in it. Probably from banging around inside of the capsule. It's got some little hairs in here too. I hope they're mine. Yeah, that's the thing about using someone else's used headphones. I did sterilize them and stuff. Okay, so it's in there, but I think what I want to do is just put a couple little dabs of some hot glue around the edge, something I can get off later, but something that'll hold it in the meantime. Oh, good old-fashioned hot glue. You can't beat some good old hot glue. Thing about hot glue, man, it gets a really bad rap. There's some really snooty people who turn up their noses at good old hot glue, man. It's not the best stuff in the world, and it doesn't work in all applications, but the thing is, it's easy to use. The glue is remeltable, so you can actually, you can put the head of it on the glue that's melted, and you can move it around and reform it, smear it hither and thither. So that's an advantage. It's also kind of easy to peel off of most surfaces. If you have to go in like on a piece of plastic or something and peel it off of there, you can. It doesn't leave a huge mess. And the temperature is usually not too hot so that it melts most materials that you're going to be adhering. Anyway, just a lot of advantages to using hot glue, and there's a lot of people who turn their noses up at hot glue, and I think it has a undeserved bad rap. This driver here, again, the cone was in a state, it had been dented in a couple little places. I think it'll be okay, because this side was not the side that was crackling. There was this other side over here. So I think this one will technically be okay. But I think what I want to do is just refurbish these completely. If these are cheap enough and I can find them through Sennheiser, or if I can find an aftermarket replacement, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, these are made in Ireland. I didn't even see that before. Made in Ireland. So these aren't German Sennheiser, but they are, they're European. They're not Chinese, put it that way. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I just want to put a couple dabs here. I'm not going to overdo this because once again, am I missing a piece or something? Well, I think when I take this part off over here, you're going to see a different, like a little bracket or something that's supposed to go over the top of this and kind of snap down, because there's snaps here as well. So this is supposed to hold something, and there's nothing for it to hold. So somebody might have been in here before, but and that would explain the little dents also. But I'm just going to put 2 little drops of this stuff to just kind of hold it in place. just in case I don't get back in here and mess with it again. So there's one. But yeah, if nothing else, this will just kind of keep it from flopping out again, hopefully. Yeah, just got a little dab down here and a little dab up here. But yeah, I think this driver is probably okay, so I'm not gonna have to replace it. But the other one definitely was doing some crackling and stuff. Anyway, so this side should be good. Okay, there you go. The other thing I like about these is that they're really lightweight, but they seem fairly durable. It's not, I don't feel like I'm gonna break them or anything. It's a lot more comfortable for me to use something like this as opposed to like earbuds. The earbuds just they always just fall out, and they're just a pain in the ass. I don't know. These are a little more comfortable, a little more easy to work with. Let's see what if we can get this one off of here. There we go. Okay, no, there's no bracket over here. Oh, geez, this one's all screwed up. This one looks like somebody took look at this. This one looks like somebody took some kind of implement and just jabbed it down in there. Hell, no wonder it's screwed up. Look at it. Yeah, and hell, the center bit of it's all screwed up too. What happened to this one? Yeah, first of all, there's a big dent there, and then all around the edges is just dented like crazy. That is messed up. I wonder if that's a part number right there. 530039 SYS December 18th of 2008. Okay, so I've decided what I think I'm going to do here, because the actual replacements are just too expensive. I mean, I'm not going to pay $41 for this element, having had only $5 in the entire set of headphones. What I'm going to try to do here is see if I can't salvage this element here, or capsule, whatever you want to call it. What monkey did this to this capsule? I mean, look at this. Somebody just got ham-fisted as hell on this thing. And I don't understand what they were trying to accomplish. Were they trying to push it out? I think that's what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to push it out from the inside or something, instead of, prying it loose from the back side. That had to be what they were trying to do. But why the hell would they do that? But look at it, dude. It's like there's just areas of this that are just crushed. It's amazing that they sounded as good as they did, but I'm going to do my best here and see if we can't undamage some of this. Now, this middle bit right here, I might be able to get this kind of gently. Sometimes you can sort of, sometimes you can sort of flick areas like this and sort of pop them back out. See? Oh, shit. Sometimes you get lucky and you can kind of flick it. And if not, what you have to do, you actually have to put a pinhole through it. Well, there it came pretty much back out. Alright, well that's the center is better than it was now, so just, man, somebody really just, I mean, not that I haven't, done stupid things in the past that have been just kind of silly and ham-fisted, but to not know that they were puncturing into the actual freaking element, when they were pushing on, it looks like they just got a little screwdriver and was trying to push this out from the back. And the other one's the same way. The other one's dented up the same way, but it doesn't sound distorted. This one sounds distorted as hell. The problem is fuck. Well, hell. I might even be making it worse. If I replaced one, I'd probably want to replace them both, and that'd be $80. Let's get some music running through it. Was this capsule isn't even working at all now. So what the hell is that about? Well, the one that works sounds great. I don't know what's going on with this other one though. I'm wondering now if it's the cable. Not being able to tell right now whether it's the cable. I'm gonna test that just to eliminate that as a possibility. So we'll check continuity. So we'll check this one. Yeah, that seems to be perfectly fine. This should be the other side. And it is. This one should be ground, and it is. So that's fine. So the cable's fine. It's the element. Element's dead. Huh. Well, that's interesting because it was working. I mean, just right before I took this thing apart, it was working. What I might do here is just touch up the solder right there. Yeah, we'll touch a soldering iron to that, both of those connections, just to make sure they're good. But I mean, that's not it. And you can see the wires here are still intact. I'm wondering whether or not that was a hair that I pulled. Maybe I pulled part of the wire or something off. Well, so that's dead. And if I want to salvage these, I'm going to have to buy at least one of these elements. So that's unfortunate, but there it is. Okay, as sometimes happens on this channel, I just sort of winging it here and coming up with ideas as I go. And right now, I think what I want to do is try to see if I can find a viable substitute for these drivers, because I might just replace both of them if I can find something that's cheap enough. But first I'm going to measure this to see how big the drivers are, and it looks to me like for about 1 5/8 inches. Also, check this out. Look at my ruler. Has all the different wood types: maple, oak, cedar, bellwood, chestnut, buckeye, ash, butternut, poplar, walnut, sycamore, and cherry. All the popular types of wood that are used in furniture. And some guitar stuff. So I picked this up in a estate sale. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look online again, and I'm going to see if I can't find maybe a suitable replacement for these drivers. All right, it looks like most of the drivers that I'm seeing online are in millimeters. So we've got to do a conversion. About 41 millimeters, 40 or 41 millimeters.
Eventually.
Okay, so after quite some time, I have finally gotten some replacement drivers for these headphones. It's been quite a while, actually, months and months. I just kind of forgot about them for a long time, put them away. But then I saw some drivers on banggood.com. I'll link down the description if you want to pick up some of these. But these were the correct size, and they were the slightly better ones that they had. I don't want to get the cheapest of the cheap, but I don't want to spend a lot of money either, so I wasn't going to try to replace them with original, you know, Sennheiser versions, because those are kind of expensive. It definitely looks a lot more healthy. As far as I'm concerned, they look pretty comparable to me. I don't see where I'm going to have any issues with these, or I don't anticipate any. I'm going to remove this foam, and yeah, we'll glue that on the back of this new one right here. If you look at it side on, the Sennheiser is deeper, so there's a bigger throw, but the actual coil is the same size. I think these are supposed to be 32 ohms, and I think that is correct. I'm going to go ahead and take this other one out, and we'll solder both of these at the same time so we don't get the phase reversed on accident. So there's the one that's still technically working, but you could see the dents in it where some ham-fisted person was poking at it or something. I don't know what they would think that. I don't know what they thought they were doing. They didn't do it any favors, that's for damn sure. And I'm curious what the impedance on these is. Is this one open too? What's going on with that? I think this one was also open. Why was this one also open? Something must have happened to these when I was using them. Something had to have happened to them, because they did work. But I don't know. Anyway, this one's measuring open, so
advertise that you potential lover, but that beautiful old face is going to suffer. Impending irreversible alterations, and finally melt off the wormy earth.
Okay, I've got that one soldered on there, but I think before I glue this side, I want to make sure that that's not rubbing on that piece of plastic. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to, but I'm going to plug this in and just test it. Okay, so just as I suspected, these are working. They're working okay, but this little piece right here is obstructing the throw of the actual driver. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here around the edges with the glue gun, and I'm going to fill in around the edges with a bead of the hot glue to kind of raise this up so that when it seats, it will be above this point. Basically just going to fill in this channel. Because, I mean, like I said, the new driver just doesn't fit the same way the old one did. So, we're improvising here, man. We're making do. So that's basically what I want to do right there, is fill in that, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I filled in that channel around the edge. And I want to let that dry before I put the driver in, because I don't want it to be glued to that permanently. I want to be able to get the driver back out at a future date. Should probably stop Master of Puppets there. Knowing YouTube's algorithm, it'll probably pick that up anyway, even though it's low and tinny and in the background. But I think, and I hope at least, that that will be enough to raise it above the level where I need it to be. Okay, so after all was said and done, I was able to get these installed without really too much fuss. One other upgrade I might make to these in the near future is to replace this foam padding. It's starting to deteriorate in a couple little spots. You can see through it in a couple spots, so I may replace that pretty soon. But other than that, these are pretty ready to go. Now, the new drivers that I installed were 32 ohms instead of the, I think, 150 ohms of the original Sennheiser drivers. But they also made another model of these headphones that had 32 ohm drivers from Sennheiser from the factory. I think it was the HD500. It also lowered the volume quite a lot on these, to the point where on some systems you may need a headphone preamp to operate these. But with my laptop, they still work pretty well, and they still get fairly loud enough for me to do most of my work and for casual music listening. Now, one of the notorious problems with headphone demos is how do you demonstrate a set of headphones and how they sound. Well, I think I might have an idea. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is a little AGD lavalier lapel microphone that I got off of Amazon not all that long ago, and actually this was a really good purchase. It came with all the accessories and everything, a big long extension cord, and all this stuff for, I think it was like 20 bucks or something. I'll leave a link down in the description if you're interested in a very inexpensive but very decent, very effective sounding microphone. But we're just going to basically take this, we'll put it here in the cone, sort of like so, and I'll cover it up with my hand, and then we'll see what kind of sound we can get out of this. Okay, first I'm going to move to the microphone itself, just with me talking. So I'm going to unplug the external mic that I'm using now. Now we've moved to the internal camera microphone briefly, and now we're going to move to the lavalier microphone in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we are on lav microphone,